people tell me I need to get nicer, that I have always told my followers to tell me if they think I need to get nicer. And some of them have been. They haven't been up till now saying that, I will say, in my own defense. But there are people saying I need to cool it a little more. Now, I will also say that now I'm getting tired, and so I'm going to start getting punchy. If we don't kind of wrap this up, we can certainly come back. Okay? And
I feel like we've hashed it out.
Sure. All right, guys. I really appreciate it. Now I'm rambling. I'm going to go, guys. God bless.
That when the Skeptic Mafia was created, but also I would like to say I think the only person here that's a danger to Dean's kids is Dean himself. I mean, I've seen it on your videos. You're a danger to your kids.
Go fuck yourself. You and I will never speak again, you pig.
I think it's important. I think it's important that you're able to see that we had somebody on this side of the community that was able to come in, and she had been dogged repeatedly and said some pretty nasty things about her. Yet she came in with a olive branch and a.
But also, I would like to say I think the only person here that's a danger to Dean's kids is Dean himself. I mean, I've seen it on your videos. You're a danger to your kids. Well, on that note, I would like to know, Dean, if you could please explain to me, at least giving me one example of what have I done, either to you personally or to one of your friends, that has been bully-ish. But also, I would like to say I think the only person here that's a danger to Dean's kids is Dean himself. I mean, I've seen it on your videos. You're a danger to your kids.
Go ahead, Andrew. What you got to say on this?
I do not support his vitriol.
He's a mythicist?
I don't really have a beef with him.
Okay.
Then why are you so shitty all the time?
All the fucking time. Every goddamn chat I'm in, you gotta make some kind of fucking little comment.
And when I come into a chat and simply say hi, he's come after me for no reason at all.
Fuck you, buddy.
How did I come after you?
You call me GE's little cheerleader. You denigrate me. You call me names. You're an asshole. You're an asshole to me constantly for no fucking reason other than you don't like people who are mythicists and you disagree with that position. You're allowed to disagree with that position. I'm also allowed to disagree with your position, and I don't attack you over it.
You done yet?
Oh, motherfucker.
I'm fucking done with you. I've always been done with you. You can go fuck yourself.
Real quick, Nacho Witness.
No, they just shoot me out for no reason.
Oh, for no reason? Shut the fuck up, man. You are so... Okay.
Point has to wait until evidence is brought up. If
There is nothing to be accomplished with White Engine. He's a piece of shit that I will never have anything...
Hold on, Johnny. You accused Dean of being hateful, then you just pulled the Dean on me.
They give us guns and drugs, then wonder why in the fuck we thugs.
you don't take it upon yourself to, attack them specifically for this purpose, regardless of whether or not they've taken it.
I don't remember attacking her. I corrected her on her misconceptions.
You unprovoked come in there and call me just as bad as a creationist. You denigrate me all the fucking time in the chat whenever I'm there. It's truly pathetic, and I really wish you'd get off my ass about it, or have a fucking debate with me, which you said tonight that you won't do because you're not quite articulate enough. Maybe shut the fuck up if you're not actually going to man the fuck up and talk to me about it. Put our two ideas against each other. See who fucking wins, you goddamn. Listen,
goddamn, dude.
I have proven my position on debates. I have proven it. I have proven that I can stand up against the scrutiny. Now, either one of you fucks want to come at me on Non Sequitur or any other channel to debate, I will.
We can already reference the inspired philosophy debate against you.
I am talking.
I don't care.
I have put my ideas up there for scrutiny. You can come at me, and we can let other people to decide who has the stronger position.
You accuse
what the hell?
You accuse.
Then sit the fuck down.
Shut up!
Like I said, we already have the inspiring philosophy debate against him, in which he was schooled.
He wasn't schooled, and that
Yes,
is
he
not
was.
the general opinion. That is your
What do you
opinion.
mean it's not the general opinion?
All right, let's take a quick.
That's not the general opinion.
Let's take a quick.
That's hilarious.
On it because about 99% of scholars don't even say this is up for debate. It's more popular in layman circles or circles on the internet. So I'll be representing the view tonight held by 99% of scholars. What I mean by that is I'm not going to assume the New Testament is reliable. I'm not going to assume Christian doctrine. I'm just going to be arguing for historical Jesus. So as skeptical scholar John Dominic Crossan noted, even if no Christian wrote anything for the first 200 years of Christianity, we still would know Jesus existed in very basic facts about his life from hostile sources. So I'll rely on those tonight, and I'm not going to argue, and so I'm only going to argue for the historical Jesus, which again, 99% of scholars basically accept. So I don't need Christian sources for this. We have numerous independent, secular, and hostile sources that confirm the existence of Jesus: Tacitus, Josephus, even the Babylonian Talmud, Suetonius, Lucian, Pliny, Marvin, Terrapin, Celsus. Now I see.
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is actually the passage in Tacitus from the 11th century manuscript. Now, G.E. said there's no I or E in Christos in this passage. So I luckily got a photocopy. We can zoom in, 7th line down. There's the word Christos, Christos. We know this is an I here, this slant here, because if you look over here in the next word, that's the word Tiberio. And you see the R and, oops, sorry about that. Let me go back to where I was. You can see the R and the I here is the same in Christos. It's an R and an I. The actual R and the I is in there. He does say Christos. I think what you did is you maybe read something off Rational Wiki and got a little confused. There is actually a textual variant. It's in the line above. There is no I in the word Christianos right above that. As you can see, there is the R, but there is no slant, the word directly right above that. And that's because we think the original word there was Christians, which is not really an issue. We have dozens of manuscripts and actual funeral inscriptions from the first couple centuries of Christianity, which do refer to themselves as Christians. So I can Christians within. I mean, if you just read the four Gospels, they're all basically promoting the same theology. I don't know of any scholar that it says there were this many communities in that. And even if there was, again, that's not going to threaten the passages in Tacitus or Josephus, which are more than enough to at least establish a historical person of Josephus. Again, I'm not going to defend the validity of the Gospels today or the New Testament itself. My case can be made from the hostile sources in and of itself, just for the mere existence of a historical person behind the Christian movement. For example, Rudolf Bultmann, a famous New Testament scholar, believed the Gospels were myths, agreed with you on that, and he said it's absolutely insane to deny that there was a historical person behind this. So you can accept some of the stuff you said and still believe in an historical person. And for the sake of the argument, I'm just arguing for the historical Jesus. I'm not arguing for the reliability of the Gospels today. If you want to set up that conversation, we can have that later. But for the sake of the argument, I'm just arguing there was a historical person behind the movement, regardless if there were multiple communities, even though even Bart Ehrman doesn't even take it that far, as most scholars don't. So even if that's the case, that would not challenge the case for the historical Jesus. So, I mean, again, you can have myths about a historical person. And again, we have multiple, as Bart Ehrman noted in his debate with Bob Price, we have multiple independent sources about the existence of a person. This is the same criteria we would use to accept somebody like Hannibal, for example, who we don't have any archaeological evidence for, or somebody like, the high priest Caiaphas or Father Gamaliel, or, Honi the circle trawler. And we're not going to doubt the existence of these people for the very same criteria I'm using to show at least an historical person named Jesus existed. It's just, I don't understand why it has to be so special with Jesus when this is exactly what we use to establish the historicity of so many other people from the ancient world. This is just an unfounded assertion. We have dozens upon dozens. We have, I think it was 42 sources that Habermas and Lacona had calculated were within 150 years of which Jesus existed. That's a lot of different sources confirming a historical Jesus. That would be amazing if we had that for someone like Emperor Tiberius, or if we had that for somebody like Honi the circle drawer, or John the Baptist, high priest Caiaphas, Father Gamaliel. The criteria we use to establish other historical people is just thrown out the window when it comes to the Jesus mysticist movement. They don't want to apply the same criteria to someone like Hannibal. They don't want to apply the same criteria to other historical figures. They have this weird sort of special movement, and they're one of their chief arguments is that the Gospels could have been missed. It could have been missed. Well, there's arguments against that, and I have videos for that. But even if they were missed, that would not show that a historical person did not at least exist. You can have myths about a historical person. So that argument is just sort of missing the entire point right then and there. So at the end of the day, there's numerous sources regarding this. Historians don't even bring this up. I mean, I believe it was Michael F. Bird who says that, the majority of scholars believe Jesus existed, and those who deny his existence are just bad historians. I'm sorry if that's what they're technically saying when it comes to what you actually ask actual historians on this matter. So at the end of the day, we just have too many sources to deny an actual historical person behind the Christian movement existed.
Yeah, I don't think you're fully grasping the dumbness of the question. I think you're arguing at a higher level.
I would call you out for calling her dumb, but when I was debating Godless engineer, that's Godless engineer's wife, isn't it?
Oh,
I think girlfriend or something like that. I'm pretty sure
she called me an effing asshole during the break when my debate with Godless engineer shut down, because I just before the stream shut down, I asked him if he was reading off Rational Wiki. And then he did. He said he was using it as a source, but it wasn't his only source. So I said, okay, good for you. But then she called me an effing asshole. I was like, okay, lady. Okay.
That is accurate. And I did a video where I provided many examples of why religion is more harmful than beneficial.
Blaming others for your problems is a complete waste of time. When you do that, you don't learn anything. You can't grow and you can't mature.
Glass is always half empty with you guys.